Did anybody kick?
No. There was a lot of
No kicking?
They were parked next to each other, but they were separated.
No kicking?
Who was it? Who's fighting?
That's my new favorite move.
It wasn't me this time.
All right.
That's 2 fights without me now.
We'll go ahead and kick off our post-race media availability with our second and third place finishers, Clint Bowyer and Joey Logano. Clint, we'll start with you. Great run for you guys tonight. Won here in the fall. Come back to finish second tonight. Talk a little bit about your race and the finish.
Yeah, it's a solid weekend for us. I want to thank Toyota for coming on board. I was, really wanting to win a Toyota race for them, but come up a little short. But again, solid weekend. We just were too tight, on the throttle. The thing had a tremendous amount of drive in it, and we couldn't get, it seemed like I couldn't get the car to turn and rotate on the throttle, quite good enough. But, man, just lucky enough to be on the bottom. And Joey and I both were lucky enough to be on the bottom when all hell broke loose when I restarted. I knew, Will Burton, he was bringing us to the line pretty slow, and I was like, oh, this is going to be even worse. Uh-oh. Look at these highlights. Isn't this awesome? I love this sport. I'm telling you, whoever designed this new car, we should kiss them. They, every weekend, it's creating drama. We have, look at that. There we go, right there, Joey. Right up the inside. Here we come.
Where are we? We're behind. We're still way behind that.
Boy, Harvick, he seems really fast right there. But
there we are.
Yeah, there we are. And then we're going to get, that's how it happened right there, folks. But fun weekend, fun racetrack. I love coming to this racetrack. The fans turnout was great and just a fun night of racing. I thought it was good, Jenna. Sorry. They're good quality fans up here in Richmond. I'm sorry that you didn't get out and enjoy them. Maybe get out of this room every now and then.
All right, Joey.
It was a great crowd.
I'm not sure how you're going to follow that up, but talk a little bit about your night and your solid third place finish.
Oh, I'm just super proud of my guys. They never quit from the beginning of the weekend. I felt like our car was decent in race trim and practice, but in qualifying trim it was terrible. They threw the kitchen sink at it. We got a decent qualifying spot out of it.
What exactly does that mean?
The kitchen sink?
Did literally they threw a sink at it?
Yeah. It was
did it dent it?
Last year it was easier to do that with the
Did it hit
sponsor.
you in any way, shape, or form? Did it
hit me?
Yeah.
The kitchen sink? No, it stayed in the car the whole time. It was in the passenger seat. But anyways,
I always wondered when you use that term what kind of adjustment that is. I've never thrown anything at my car and it gets better.
Have you thrown anything at your car
before?
Yeah, me too. I don't even know where it was, but anyways,
sinks.
Anyways, something about the sink, and I'm just proud of my guys. They took a 20th place car at one point and got it back up into the top 10, and I think we're 6th or 7th for the last caution. And like Clint said, we got lucky. Starting on the inside lane, there were 4 tires, and we just pretty much followed Kevin through, and that whole inside lane was going. So if we started on the outside, it could have been a whole different story. But just proud of what we got out of that.
We'll go ahead now and open for questions. If you have one, please raise your hand. State your name and affiliation. Right, start here.
Vince
Vince
Bonfigli, Garage Talk Live. Guys, were you hoping for a caution to come out?
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't. I was kind of content. I struggled, most of the night. Had a good car, but struggled, and I thought a 4th place finish was going to be just fine with no excitement. But I had this weird feeling in my mind that it was going to come out right there at the end, and those bad things going to happen, and it did come out at the end. But luckily for Junior and I here, we bad things didn't happen.
That's not Dale Junior, though, right?
It's just Junior tonight.
Junior, okay. I every day or every race, especially in situations like that, it amazes me how good all these drivers are. That's a recipe for disaster when you got guys out there on old tires and guys with stickers. And how
Tony would probably give that same interview right now.
He probably wouldn't, but
no.
No one actually wrecked, so that's pretty impressive to me after all that.
Yes.
All right. Additional questions downstairs? Okay. Let's go to Billy.
Joey, after you saw Billy Fallon, Time Dispatch. Joey, after you saw Brad lose a cylinder, were you at all nervous about your own engine?
I didn't even ask what happened. I know early in the race he had some damage, and then he was coming back up there, and then I see him on pit road or whatever, and I didn't even ask. I was just kind of that's the first I've heard of it, to be honest with you, so we'll have to look into it and see what happened. But I know these Ford motors have been strong throughout the year, and Doug Yates has been giving us some solid power that's been staying together, so knock on wood, and hopefully we'll go into Talladega with the same thing.
All right, we'll go to Jim Utter.
Jim Utter, Show Observer. For both of you guys, were you surprised so many people elected to pit on the last caution? And did you each of you had your minds made up what you were going to do?
No, I didn't have my mind made up. I'm glad that Patty, that gets paid to have his mind made up, had his mind made up, and it was the correct answer because, man, I'm telling you, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in that situation. Literally, I mean, you know, if you stay out and you're in the top 5 and 10 of them stay out behind you, you're fine. But it's just it's a little bit of a crapshoot. I mean, look at Burton. What place was he in before that? Anybody know?
He was right behind me, which was I don't.
Oh, he was?
Before the caution came out.
You were 6th.
Was I 6th? So he was 7th?
That would be 7th.
Or was I 5th?
No, you were 6th because I was 4th, Kenseth, and then you.
Yeah.
You were 6th.
I was 6th. He finished 4th, so it worked out for him. I mean, he didn't win, but
5th, but
he's better than where he was.
He bettered his position. He did good.
Yeah.
Remember that. How do you guys remember?
Apparently
It was only 10
he doesn't
minutes
even
ago.
know what place he was going to finish. I had it all figured out.
I knew I could see the
And
front.
then a caution came out. Can we leave now?
Where did
All
you,
right. Hang tight 1 second.
Joey, where did you restart on the Greenwood check?
11th. Yeah. We passed a lot of cars in a couple laps. We were booked.
Actually, no, it was just one corner, bum.
Yeah. In one corner, we passed a lot of cars.
A lot happened down there in that corner. I went from 9th to 2nd. He went from, well, Jenna, they all washed up. Tony got pissed, and they all kind of crashed but saved it, and we went to the front. That's exactly how I saw it.
Why did Tony get pissed?
I think he got run over. His car looked destroyed. And he was shaking his head when he went by me.
Anything to do with
I did not piss anybody off tonight. Holy crap.
Well, you're telling me. It's like, it's a new
Any
record.
additional questions for Clint? Okay, let's go to the back.
Hey guys, Mark Davis, NBC 12 here in Richmond. Can you just both individually talk about what makes Richmond so unique and how it can be so unpredictable here on this short track?
I mean, it's just short track racing at its best, but it's just big enough. You still get that sensation of speed. I mean, you're cutting a pretty good clip around here, but you know, you can still beat and bang on each other and you know, have a good Saturday night short track event. And I've always said, you know, a couple of the last couple races here have really kind of disappointed me because this track has so much to offer as a product of racing. You know, a couple times we haven't seen it, but man, let me tell you, once those cautions start coming out at this place, I think you see all you want to see. I did. I was wanting it to be over.
Yeah, I think, you know, how the tires wear out, you know, brings a lot of strategy in the race, and I think that, you know, big sweeping front straightaway, it's inviting for people to dive bomb in the corner.
Well, you dove bomb me on the straightaway on the back, so
I was there, my friend.
you were on the apron.
Well, I was there when you came down on the apron, senior.
Yes.
All right.
Old buddy, old pal.
All right, we will end with Jenna up front.
You're way down there.
Jenna Fryer, AP. Clint, you talked about the new car, whoever designed it. Is it? You think it's really the car that's
Well, I told him I told him what I thought about it, and you know, had a lot to do with the input of the race car. Yeah, no, but the teams, the manufacturers, you know, there's just so many good qualities that this car has done for our sport. Well, I mean, just manufacturer identity. I mean, that's huge. These cars need to look like the cars that people are driving to the racetrack, and I feel like I've come a long ways in that direction. You know, that's first and foremost, and then look at the racing. I mean, we haven't seen racing like this in years since I've first started in this sport. It was kind of this way. When you can leave a racetrack and there's people that are in tears because they won and in tears because they got crashed. I mean, that's it's because that's what brings us to the racetrack. That kind of racing and determination and passion.
Joey, you think the car changed the racing?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously changed it, and you look at like Clint said, about every single race has been entertaining and crazy, and especially the finishes of them. And I think even if the caution didn't come out at the end, still to watch Harvick with the tires and go through the field, I think that was still a good race. But the caution obviously added so much to the race with strategy and then obviously all the bumping and banging that comes at short track racing. So. I think the car has done a great job, and like Clint said, they look awesome. I think all of them look great, and and they have put on a good race. So we don't really have anything to complain about. And obviously, I think a lot comes with the cambered rear end housings and the lighter cars and all that makes them a little bit easier to drive. It lets us push a little bit harder, and I think that brings on the better race.
All right, Clint, Joey, congratulations on your finishes tonight.
We just ended on a serious note.
You did.
Way to go. Who asked that question? I do feel bad for Juan. He has struggled, the last 2 or 3 years, and I really thought he was going to win that race. He drove his ass off to keep Harvick behind him, and that was his race. It was unfortunate. I've seen it happen to Truex, my teammate, a few times here, and it's... when you see a guy getting beat up and have an opportunity like that, I mean, we're all human. You want to, if you don't have a shot at it, you just as soon see somebody that hadn't won in a long time. So I was happy that he ran well, and felt bad that he didn't get to win. That was after my shot at winning was surpassed. Okay, exactly. Make that clear.